Deranged and corrupt Georgia, Fulton County, Georgia, Fani Willis has conflict with John Eastman. And of course, the calendar as usual. This whole lawsuit in Georgia is not going to work against Trump. They may get him in jail, but he's going to win the election. I'm Doug in Exile. Welcome to where all the happy people are. Let's get to the news. Here's the big headline. Fani Willis's perplexing court move against Donald Trump. It's perplexing because it's not going to work. They're having conflicts with the calendar. A former federal prosecutor said she finds it, quote, perplexing that Fulton County, Georgia prosecutors, that's the bad guys, Fani Willis, want to put former President Donald Trump on trial just months before the 2024 election. Little do they know it's going to help get him elected. That's one of the things that's perplexing about it. Why would a Democrat help him win? The August 5th start date suggested by District Attorney Fani Willis means Trump's trial would almost certainly continue after Election Day, November 5th, 2024. That puts him in court all through the campaign. I think he's going to go on TV and just use it and say, guys, is this the state? I'm running against the state. How do you guys feel about the taxes you're paying? How do you feel about the FBI snooping on conservative Christians for being pro-lifers? How do you feel about them catch and releasing everyone at the border? That's who I'm running against. Vote for me. I'm Donald Trump. And he'll win. 19 people were indicted in the case. With a lengthy trial expected, Trump could be sworn in as president on January 20th, 2025. As the trial continues, then he can just say, look, I don't care if you guys win or lose. I'll just pardon myself. So thank you for making it last this long. They only care about what happens before the election, okay? They don't care about any of these court cases after the election. They're just trying to keep him from winning. And then here's the other bump in it. John Eastman breaks with co-defendant Trump, requests a quicker trial schedule. So here's John Eastman. Now, he's a constitutional scholar. He used to clerk for Clarence Thomas. I've been following and emailed him, by the way. We've been in email correspondence with each other. I've been following him for 20 years. So he's the guy that came up with the main theory to help Trump go with the alternate electors. He's the one who presented it to him and just said, look, this is possible. He didn't say it's good. He didn't say to do it. He just said it's possible. He's one of the 19 co-defendants in Georgia. And of course, he doesn't have the time or the money to get dragged out in this prolonged trial. So he wants a speedier trial. This article is going to try to put shade on him, but it's not true. And I'll explain. Here's John Eastman, one of former Trump lawyers indicted in Georgia on RICO charges, took a dig at co-defendant Donald Trump in a filing that urged Judge Scott McAfee to allow for an earlier jury trial in his election interference case. So they're saying that he takes a dig at Trump. I'm going to read you the actual quote here, and you tell me in the comments below if you think this is Eastman taking a dig at Trump, or is this the news journalism just making up drama where there is none? Here goes. Eastman, through an attorney, argued that the final date by which defendants can take a plea agreement ought to be moved up, quote, so that defendants who do not have a lifetime United States Secret Service protection and who are not running for election to an office can exercise and have their right to a jury completed within 2024. So he's just saying, look, some of us don't have Secret Service detail that ends up slowing the case down. And some of us are not running for an election. Okay. So just put me on a side trial. And that's what Sidney Powell went early. And John Eastman is not going to flip. I doubt if he's going to do a plea agreement is what I'm saying. Eastman called the proposal date, quote, arbitrary and capricious, and asked for it to be moved up to allow for an earlier jury trial that would not be disrupted by Trump's enhanced security or run for president. I don't think that's a dig at President Trump. I do think it's funny. Trump has so much more security being an ex-president that they can't just try him like other people. It's going to clog up the system and put a giant delay, hopefully past the election. And then it doesn't matter because he's going to win the election. Guys, this is all good news for Trump. Devastating news for Fani Willis. Her little cluster fudge of a court case is not going smooth. It is not going as planned. They could not see the future. They had no idea that Trump's polls were going to keep going up. The more the indictments they throw at him, the more popular he gets. In hindsight, I'll bet Fani Willis regrets ever launching this case against Trump. I'm Doug in Exile.